Penelope the Song Cycle explores themes of war, trauma, and homecoming, but it's ultimately a story about relationships, compassion, and healing. The cycle chronicles a time in the lives of two anonymous characters that was full of longing and remembrance. So as a composer, I sought to create what was essentially a musical diary of those emotions and experiences.
Originally, the music of Penelope was created as a multimedia theater piece for playwright and actor Ellen McLaughlin. Shara later reworked the music to be performed as an independent orchestral song cycle for the Signal Ensemble and a female vocalist.
I was asked by the people at the Getty Villa, who have a theater company, if I would write something, preferably a one-woman piece, that was involved in some way with the Greeks. And I had been thinking for some time about doing something with the Odyssey. And part of my interest in the Odyssey is that it's always felt for me like an intensely female book. I think the Greeks were very clear about what war does to people, and I'm interested in the relationship of veterans to the strains and difficulties of returning from the battlefront, which I think is what the Odyssey is about.
Ellen's writing has a very stoically feminine sensibility that I found particularly inspiring. So as a composer, I sought to create a music that was consoling and compassionate, but also resilient and courageous.
Down the ward the men are dreaming, drooling in their cots.
Shara's voice has a very distinct and, I feel, iconic character. It's a character that can create a tremendous intimacy with the listener because you feel you have access to the whole of her emotions and experience. Depending on what she's singing, she can sound like a very young girl, as she does in the song Nausicaa, or she can sound like a very old, wise woman, as she does in the last song, As He Looks Out to Sea.
And it tells itself, the pages turn and tell themselves, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, like the tide.
Shara and I first met backstage at BAM one night after a performance I did with the Brooklyn Philharmonic and Clogs. And later we met up over a piano in a rehearsal space in Midtown so that I could sing through some of the songs of Penelope for her. And there was immediately something about the way that Shara composes that felt familiar to me.
I'm lost in this night, I'm lost in this night, I'm already lost, but not as lost as that.
As a label, we're very interested in projects that define themselves as records as opposed to live performances, as traditionally is the case in classical music. And one of the things that's so remarkable about Penelope is the degree to which it takes advantage of all the things a modern studio has to offer, with layered vocals and sound design. In Nausicaa, there were at least 10 separate trackings of the string part layered all on top of each other, and it really gives the album a unique and modern sound and something that can really cross genre boundary lines.
I think Sarah is riding in the line of songwriters like Purcell, Schubert, or Samuel Barber, or for that matter, Joni Mitchell or Jacques Brel, people who deeply care about storytelling, poetry, and singing songs. For me, this song cycle is incredibly satisfying to sing and really just a beautiful experience.